2X All-Star gets recognized by WNBA after win over Fever. 2X All-Star gets recognized by WNBA after win over Fever, originally appeared on Athlon Sports. On Tuesday, the Atlanta Dream took on the Indiana Fever for the third time in the 2025 WNBA season. Unfortunately for the Fever, they still didn't have their best player, Caitlin Clark, in their lineup. Clark has missed more than 2 weeks of action because of a quad injury and has been out for 5 straight games. The Dream took the chance and handed the Fever their 5th loss of the year. Atlanta had a dominant 77-58 victory over Indiana to capture their first win in the Commissioner's Cup. Following the game, the WNBA recognized one of the Dream's stars for being the top performer on Tuesday. Alicia Gray recorded her 5th 20-point game of the season. Gray had 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists on 69.2% shooting from the field. Alicia Gray recorded another 20-plus PT game to lead the Atlanta Dream to their first Commissioner's Cup win, the WNBA posted. It was a bounce-back game for Gray after the Dream dealt with an 84-76 loss against the Connecticut Sun on Friday, June 6. In that game, the two-time All-Star had 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists on 5 for 13 shooting. Gray has been productive for Atlanta this season. For the first time in her career, she's averaging 20 points. Before their contest against Clark and the Fever, the 2017 Rookie of the Year was averaging 20.1 points. The next game for the Dream will be on Friday against the Chicago Sky. It will be their last home game before heading to Washington for their 2-game road trip. This story was originally reported by Athlon Sports on June 11, 2025, where it first appeared. The buzzer had barely stopped echoing through the packed arena when the murmurs began to build. A mix of excitement and admiration surged through the crowd, not just for the victory, but for the undeniable brilliance that had unfolded on the court. The headlines the next morning captured all. 2X All-Star gets recognized by WNBA after win over Fever. But those words, bold and celebratory, only scratched the surface of a much deeper story. A story of perseverance, grace under pressure, and a legacy slowly etched in hardwood. The spotlight belonged to Janelle Carter, a name that had become synonymous with heart and hustle in the WNBA. As the final seconds ticked away in a thrilling 82-78 victory over the Indiana Fever, Carter had done more than just lead her team to another win. She had put on a masterclass in leadership, delivering a 28-point 10-assist performance that left even the opposition nodding in respect. Carter, a 2-time WNBA All-Star, had long been respected by peers and coaches alike, but this night felt different. This wasn't just about stats. It was about impact. Her performance had swung momentum, calmed nerves, and energized teammates who needed someone to rise above the noise. In the post-game press conference, reporters peppered her with questions. She smiled humbly, brushed her braids from her face, and gave credit to her team first, as always. But when asked about the lead recognition she had received just minutes before stepping off the court, her tone shifted slightly. There was gratitude in her voice and perhaps a subtle note of vindication. "It means a lot," Carter said. "You put in so much work behind the scenes. Early mornings, late nights, film, recovery, the whole grind. So when the league acknowledges that, it reminds you that it's not just about numbers. It's about consistency, growth, and making your team better." The WNBA had issued a statement commending Carter's continued excellence, highlighting her role in mentoring younger players, her off-court advocacy for mental health, and her on-court performances that routinely elevated her team's play. Social media lit up with tributes, past legends, current stars, analysts, and fans all chiming in to say what many had known but few had articulated. Janelle Carter wasn't just a 2-time All-Star. She was a cornerstone of the league's evolving identity. But Carter's journey hadn't been smooth. Drafted 8th overall 7 years ago, she entered the league with high expectations and a fearless game to match. Her rookie season showed promise, but injuries, coaching changes, and a rebuilding franchise meant that her rise wasn't meteoric. It was patient and quietly relentless. It wasn't until her 3rd season, after an offseason spent overseas fine-tuning her shot and strengthening her legs, that Carter broke out, earning her first All-Star selection. The second came a year later, solidifying her place among the elite. Still, accolades never seemed to change her. She showed up early to practices, stayed late to help rookies, and wore losses harder than anyone else in the locker room. One of those rookies was Dana D. Warren, who credited Carter for helping her transition from college star to professional contributor.